video, we take a journey over to Brownwood, Texas. We see a train depot, some old trains, and have a very strange experience. Watch to the end and judge for yourself.
Here we are at the Santa Fe Railroad Museum in Brownwood, Texas. Isn't that a beaut?
We did not get to go into this museum as it was closed. I really wanted to see where the Harvey House girls lived, how they lived, who they might have been, especially when I found out the history later. We were not able to go into the Linus Museum as it was close to closing time. I deeply regret this after finding out after the fact that my great friend Larry White, who was a longtime railroad engineer, is honored in this museum. God rest your soul, Larry, and thank you for always being a great friend to me. So here's where we get to the creepy part. Do you see the door on the back of the caboose? That's where we originally climbed up to go inside, my lovely assistant April and I. I couldn't get the door open. We climbed back down and went around and got this view of the other door already open. She stepped in a little ways first and was panicked by a mannequin standing there and warned me it was there. She backed out. I stepped in, and that mannequin, knowing it was there, scared the daylights out of me. The whole entire thing was creepy. I felt a male presence on the caboose that did not want me in there. I asked him to please let me see the caboose, that I was not there to cause trouble, to bother anything, and I simply wanted to learn the history of the caboose that I had never been on. So I snapped a few pictures and felt that it was time for me to leave the caboose. I was definitely not wanted there. So I turned around to walk back out to go to the adjoining passenger car. As we reached the door of the passenger car, I raised up my camera to take a picture, and a human being stepped forward and almost scared the living daylights out of me yet again. It was an older woman, and she said, "If you think that caboose is creepy, wait till you see this one." And she was right. So, as we make our way through the passenger car, we get to the hallway where there's a bed, and I said to April, "There's a woman laying in that bed," and she thought it was going to be a mannequin. And when she saw there was no mannequin, she thought, uh-oh. We proceeded on to the dining room area. I didn't take any pictures in there either. But I said to April, "I'm going to go back and take a picture of that bed. Maybe I can capture something. There's something going on in there." I felt the presence of a woman that was in distress, horrified, and maybe being tortured. It really concerned me. Then I felt like I was fixing to have a headache. And April says, "Man, my head hurts." And at that point, I felt nauseous. And I said, "I think I'm going to be sick to my stomach." My camera has never failed to take a picture, but it sure would not let me take a picture of that bed. And I knew I had to get off that train. We got down out of the train, and it took a few minutes, but we felt much better. This is the last shot that I took of the caboose, thinking I want to get the number of it and see if I can find out any history along the way. And when I got home and downloaded my pictures, I enlarged this one, the same picture that's the last one, only to see this. Do you see it? I wasn't sure what I was seeing, so I called April over to please come look at the picture. And did she see anything? She saw a little more than what I did. And as we both started describing what we were seeing, it became pretty clear and pretty scary. So as I began editing this video, I decided to go on the internet and see if I could find any history about this train or the Harvey girls or the area. And I found this. On January 20th, 1912, at the age of 19 years old, formerly Miss Ivy Hahn of Brownwood was married to Marshall Malden. Shortly afterward, the newlyweds moved to El Centro, California. Almost 12 months later, on December 12, 1912, their one and only son, William, was born in El Centro, where they remained until 1914, when they returned back to Texas on a train. In June of 1916, the family separated, and William went to live with his grandparents in the Grosvenor area. Marshall moved back to Imperial Valley, California. Ivy stayed in Brownwood, where she went to work at the Harvey House. She worked at the Harvey House until her sad death at age 26 years old on June 8, 1917. It doesn't say how Ivy died. It just says, nothing is known as to why Ivy made that ill-fated decision. Is this Ivy looking out the window of the caboose? And is that a man standing behind her? You be the judge.